Hi everyone, I'm Soumya, a software engineer and an educator. Welcome to module 5 of the Kotlin crash course. In this module, we will talk about some projects of Kotlin, of Android and the best practices for them. So this module is about Kotlin projects. We will see how we can use this language, Kotlin language, to create projects. How will we write code for some real world kind of applications and projects using Kotlin. So the idea in my mind is to create a travel kind of application, travel app. So basically the thing is, I am from Delhi, and being a proud Delite, I would say, I would love to show you all the top places to visit in the capital of India using an application. So it will be very much like a gallery kind of application, you can say, a dynamic photo application, photo frame application. So what I will do is, we'll have name of the app or title, something like that here, a text view here. Okay, this will be your text view, and apart from that, I will have pictures here, pictures of the top places to visit. Okay, which will be changed dynamically. Like we'll have some button picture, as well as here we will have text to explain a bit about the place, or maybe just the name of the place. Okay, so this will be the place. We can show maybe top 5 or top 3 places to visit in the capital of India, and then here the name of the place. Okay, and after that I will have 2 image buttons. Image buttons are also views. Okay, so they have some icon associated with them. So here I will have 2 image buttons, one that will ask me to go ahead, I mean click on next. So when I click on next, the image 2, then 3, 4, like that will be shown. Okay, and this will be the previous button. When I'll click on the previous button, then I expect my code to work in a way that it shows me the previous image. Okay, so let's say if I have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 top places images, right? So on clicking, if let's say current image is 1, current image is this one, when I'll click on next, I want to go on 2. When I click on previous, I want to go on 0. If I am at 3, then on clicking next, 4 should be shown. On clicking previous, 2 should be shown. If I am at 0, this is very interesting case. If I am at 0, on clicking next, 1 will be shown, and on clicking previous button, I want it to show 4. Okay, I want it to behave like a circle. In the same way for 4 as well, if previous will be clicked, if previous button is clicked, I want third image, this image, to be shown. And if next is clicked, I will not say like no image was present. I will then show the image number 0. Okay, sounds good. I hope this much part is clear. So this is the plan in my mind. I want to create an application like this, which is like a travel photo app, you can say, travel photo app, which changes picture dynamically on clicking on button, etc. Perfect. So let's write the code. This will be more about, I would say, logic and less about design, etc. Like design will be also there, but you need to understand the core concepts which I will be teaching today. They are very significant. So let's create the project and write the code in Kotlin. Okay, so let me keep the iPad here, and let's go on. So new project. Okay, after new project, I want empty activity only, empty activity, and here we will write the name of the project. Okay, I can call it travel photo app, travel photo app. Okay, and then this is the package name. Save. Look, I won't change anything, and this is Kotlin. Click on finish, and it will quickly prepare the stuff for you. It will prepare a default main activity for you, main activity.kt, activity main.xml, and here you can see at the bottom some downloads were happening, and that's done. So I'll close this, and now what I will do is, let's first create the design. Okay, so I'll go in activity main.xml, and here I see that right now I have a constraint layout inside which I have a text view, right? So my aim is to create a simple image photo album kind of thing, right? Travel photo app. So here I will change the layout to linear layout first, and then I will have orientation vertical or orientation vertical. The very first thing I want is one text view here, okay, and in this text view I'll write travel photo app or something like that. Travel photos app, okay. And you can put some styling here, not some, a lot, many stuff. Text style, you can make it bold, you can increase the size of the text. Right now it's so small that it's not even readable, right? Text size, I want it to be 25 dp, okay. And I want to change the gravity as well, gravity as center, perfect. And let's give a margin of 3 dp, okay, so that some breathing space is available for it. Okay, travel photos app. And after that what I will do is I will create one, I'll pick one constraint layout, okay. Constraint layout will be in the layout section, so constraint layout, drag and drop. And inside this I will put one image view. So this is the image view, I'll put it here. I want to collect the images, right? I want to show the images of the places. So once again, let me copy and paste the images into my drawable. So my drawable folder, how can you open the drawable folder? So if you click on project here, resources and drawable, so here if you right click and open in Finder. So this is my drawable. I will paste all the images here. Pick 0, pick 1, pick 2, pick 3 and pick 4, okay. So this is of India Gate, this is Qutub Minar, it seems, Lotus Temple, Red Fort, and okay, this is Lotus Temple, and this one is I guess Akshardham Temple. So we'll see it zoomed as well in the application, okay. So on previous and next I want different images with different names to be shown, right? What can we do is, let's again pick image view, and now I want to show pick 0 first, okay. This is the pick 0. I will constraint it in a good manner, in the right way. So like this, and this one should be attached here, and this one should, the bottom should be constrained there. Perfect. Now what I will do is I want to give a specific width and height to my constraint layout, okay. Right now it is taking too much space, or what can I do is I can create the buttons. In linear layout, okay. So I want to keep those two image buttons in horizontal linear layout, okay. For that what I will do is I'll go in layouts and linear layout horizontal. I'll put this here at the bottom, okay. I don't want it to be inside the constraint layout, so I'll undo this action and I'll put this in here, but it should not be at the top, it should be at the bottom, right? It should be at the bottom here. Cool. And inside this I want two image buttons, okay. And let's give it a fixed height, okay, maybe 300 dp. Looks okay, or maybe you can do 350 dp. All right, and then after this I'll go again in the design section. This is my linear layout horizontal, and I will drag and drop two image buttons here. Image button, let's search for it. Image button 1. So in this I will show the next arrow, okay, next and previous. So we have multiple options here, this is there, okay. And then I want another image button, and I want to show here previous. For previous they are showing this, I want double back arrows. Okay, so this is forward button, right? This is the one I want, I guess. Perhaps yes. Okay, cool. So I think we swapped it, right? It should be in on this side, on right left. We'll change it. Okay, and after that, at the end, what I'll do is, this is your linear layout. It should not be match parent, it should be wrap content. This should be in the opposite order, this and then this. Perfect. This is your btn next. Okay, and this is your btn button. This is your btn previous. Okay, btn previous and btn next. All right, and last but not the least, we want a text view at the bottom. This text view is again very important. It will tell us the name of the place. TV text view, name of the place. I'll try to pick the same styling as we had for this. Okay, text size, maybe I want to make it 20 dp only, and margin 10 dp. Cool. And here this is India Gate, so I will write India Gate. Awesome. So I think we are good. What else you can do is, you can maybe put a background for this text view, dark colorish kind of color, something like that, to make it look better. Okay, background, if we say black, then text color will need to change to white. You can give some corner radius, all those stuff as well. That is usually an attribute for image, for buttons, normal buttons, but here also you can create, you can create an extra XML for that. Okay, cool. So if I run this much, I think it should look good. It should look the way we want it to look, and after that we will jump to the logic part. Okay, so let's run it and see if this much part is working fine or not, and then we will come in the main activity and write the code here. So it is running, launch succeeded, and woohoo, it's looking good. And now we have to write the logic. If we click on next, then next button should be visible, next image should be visible. If we click on previous, then last travel image should be visible, right? Okay, so let's get into the logic part now. So the very first thing, I want a variable which tells me that which image are we on. So what I'll do is, not val, I'll create val current image is equal to 0. So in the beginning, I'll assume that I'm at the 0th image, and depending upon on which button we are clicking, next, previous, blah blah, we'll keep on changing it. Okay, we'll keep on changing it. Now let's come here, and we know that we have to perform some action on clicking previous and next button. So let's create them quickly. Val next is equal to find view by ID. This is your image button, right? So write image button, then r.id dot btn next, this, then val previous is equal to find view by ID. This is also your image button, right? So create image button here, and then r dot, if you see here, do command P, you will see this is of integer type. So let me tell you, this is very important. So all the images, or maybe all the views, like this is your text view, this is your image view, button, or like whatever these are. So each and every thing here, they have their unique name. We know, like this is your pick 0. Okay, this is your pick 0. So they have their unique ID, they have their unique name. Apart from that, when we do this, right, when we do this, so r.id.button next, this is an integer address that is associated with that particular ID, with that particular ID, with each ID. Like pick 0, I'll try to show pick 1 as well, pick 4, 5. Or maybe if you look at this, this is btn previous, btn next. So each and every ID has its own address with the help of which it understands, and that address is in integer format. That is in integer format, r.id.previous. Okay, btn previous. Sounds good. This much part is clear. Now on clicking next dot set on click listener, I want to perform some action. I want to get the next image. And in the same way, when previous is clicked, previous dot set on click listener, I want to see the previous image. Now it is all going to be very, very interesting. If you are scared of logic mathematics, don't be. I'll make it all super simple. Okay, you just have to think smartly, and I'll explain everything. How can we go on the next image and all those stuff. So if you notice in our drawable folder, where is the drawable folder? So in our drawable folder, the names of these pictures, it is like pick 0, pick 1, pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, like that. Okay, so right now in the beginning of the program, the current image value is 0. Sounds good. What I'll do is I'll here get the ID of the current image. Okay, I'll get the ID of our current image. To get the ID of the current image, what we will do, we know the IDs are like pick 0, pick 1, pick 2, something like that, right? So I will create a variable var ID of the current image, ID current image, and this is obviously the string value, like pick 0, pick 1. This is not the integer address associated with that particular design component. Like we know that each and every component has ID, their unique name, like button pre, btn prev, btn next, right? This is the string ID, this is their unique name, but this is not integer address, right? So this is ID of the current image in a string format. So it is pick, and along with that the current image, whatever the value is, that will be there, right? So they are saying it, you can shorten as well, you can put it in, yes, they are saying that you can shorten it, you can put it in a stylish modern way as well. You can use the $sign. So if you click here, convert a string concatenation to template, basically they will put everything in double quotes and use a $sign. Okay, so convert a string into this format. Basically they remove the extra code, and this is what Kotlin is about. $sign is one of the stylish and modern syntaxes. Okay, so this is the ID of the current image. Okay, it can be pick 0, pick 1. One more thing here which is very important is I have other image views as well, right? So I'll quickly make 3 or 4 more. This will be pick 1, and here I will show pick 1. Okay, but what I will do is, you'd be thinking, I mean, why there is so much of weirdness? I mean, you can see like all the images are overlapping on each other, right? So for this, what I'll do is I will first of all concentrate it in the right way. Okay, make it look good, and I'll put alpha 0 for all the other picks, pick 1, 2, 3, 4, all the picks. If I'll write alpha as 0, then you will see the image is gone, right? So alpha is very significant attribute, you must always remember this. So in the same way I'll create more, but before that Well, let me see if we can do something about its orientation. So for pick one, let me make it look better. Okay, because obviously I picked images, I grabbed the images from the web, from the internet, and they were all from different websites, so the dimensions, everything is a bit distorted. Let's make it look good. Okay, my focus right now is not on the design part but on the logic part. But indeed, I mean, when you will work in startups for the clients, obviously everything will matter, right? So alpha as 0, and I'll again put pick 3, and this was pick 1, right? So this should be pick 2. Okay, this is a bit better. Okay, and alpha for this one should also be 0, right? In the same way, I'll repeat the same thing for all other images, pick 3 and pick 4 as well. This is your pick 3, and this also looks good, right? And alpha should be 0. Awesome. And the last one, that is the one with the ID pick 4. Pick 4, and here as well pick 4, and alpha should be 0. Now let's come back here. When I click on next, the very first thing I did is I grabbed the ID in the string format, like if the ID is pick 0, pick 1, pick 2, like that. So I grabbed all the IDs, and after that what I want is I have to get the integer address associated with each design component, with each view, you can say. Okay, with each view I want to get the integer address, whatever is associated with them. So I'll create var id current image, ID of current image, but not in a string format. I don't want pick 0, pick 1, all those stuff. I want integer value, okay, so that I can perform the logical operations on top of them, right? So I will first of all get this, I mean the context of this screen, this activity. After that, this dot get resources dot like if you see here, instead of writing get resources completely, if you see the first one, it is saying resources, but it will help us in getting all the resources, right? So get resources dot get identifier. I can get the integer address with this as well, but we have to do everything programmatically, logically here. Why? Because I mean, I can't go on hard coding things. I can't be like find view by ID, pick 0, then pick 1, pick 2. No, we can't do it that way, right? Based on the value of the current image, we have to find the integer address associated. If it is pick 0, then get me the address using the value of the current image. I can't be like find view by ID and then I will pass the r.id. I can't hard code it. I have to do things programmatically, right? Because when next will be clicked, I am not sure which will be the current image, what will be next, what will be previous. Right now I only have five images, but might be I will have 100 images, 1000 images, and so on, right? So I got the ID in the string format very easily, pick 0, 1, 2, whatever, and then I have to convert the same ID into integer format. That's it. You don't have to think too much. You have got the string ID. You have to get its corresponding integer address. So for that, this is the simple one-liner syntax. You don't have to worry too much, okay? Resources dot get identifier. And here, if you see, you have to give 3 parameters. You have to pass 3 parameters to it, right? What those parameters are? So the very first thing, you have to give the string ID, okay, which you are getting here, okay, this. After that, they are asking you for def type. So you are playing with IDs, right? So the def type is ID here. And after ID, what they are asking for is they are asking for the package name. So you can get package name using the method get package. Okay, get package. So if you write package name, so the second one will help you get the package name. Okay, so get package name like this. Perfect. That's it. I mean, that's all you have to do. So easy and simple to convert the id which you had in a string format into integer. Now why I am doing so much? I mean, there would be some reason, right? Might be I want to use this integer address somewhere, right? I'll tell you where. So now what I want to do is I want to get the actual image. And make it invisible. I want to get the current image and make it invisible. Set it alpha to 0. That's why I'm doing so much of a struggle, right? First I got the id in string format, pick 0, pick 1, whatever the value would be. And then I'm converting the same id into integer address, into integer format, so that I get its actual value where it is. After that I will, one more thing that I have to do is I have to create one image variable which will be of type image button. Okay, I'll tell you what's the use of that. So val image of type image button, and because I don't want to declare, I don't want to initialize it right now, so I will use late init var. Okay, and now here I want to get the image. I want to know what the image is. So find view by id, and here I will pass the integer address. This also gives me the integer address. This also will give me the integer address. Obviously I don't know the id. I will not be knowing the id. Like I can't write r.id.pick0 here, right? It will not work for, it's not the best logic to write. I mean, this way I'm hard coding things, but here the value can be anything. It can be pick 0, pick 1, pick 2. So I'll get the integer associated with that respective id, and then I will pass the id of the current image and its integer address. So basically I have got the image now. Let's say for an example, if you go here, okay, if I am at this picture which is of Akshadham, I got the very first thing I am doing in the program is I am getting its id, right, which is pick 2, and then I'm converting that into integer address associated with this image. I got the integer address of that. Then I'm saying find this view by id, right, and I'm passing the integer value which it wants. So I'll exactly get this image. And now what I want to do is I want to make it invisible, right? 0. Set it to 0. It is expecting float value, I guess. Yes. So write f. That's it. That's all you have to do. And because I clicked on next image, so I want to see pick 3, right, which is of red font, I guess. So for that, what you will do is, it's so simple. You have to repeat things like whatever the value of current image was, you want the next image, right? So current image is equal to current image plus 1. After that you have to repeat all these things. I mean, the very first thing you will do is you will get the id. This is number, right? This is right now only 3. If let's say I was in second image, so current image value was 2, so I'll do current image is equal to current image plus 1. So 3 is the value right now. I want to get pick 3. So var id of this is image I want to show, and a string id. Okay, a string id. I want it to be like pick 3, right? So how will I do that? I'll do it in the same way as I did here. That's it. Yes, I'll say pick plus the value of current image. I incremented it, right? Perfect. And all of everything will be same. I mean, then I want to convert this string into integer, right? I want to convert this. Let's do it. So id current image, id of not the current image, it is id of image to show, and this is its integer address, right? And this is the id of image to show a string. Then image is equal to find view by id, and I want to get the id of this image which I want to show. I want to set it to 1 because I want, when I click on next, so the current image should become invisible. That's why I did 0 alpha. And the next image, for the next image I want it to be visible. So I set its alpha to 1. That's it. That's all you have to do. It's as simple as it looks. Go through the code once again. You will understand it in even better manner. We can make it private as well. Basically what I'm doing is, when I click on next dot set on click list, now when I click on the next button, I want to see the next image. So I am setting the current image's alpha to 0 and I am making the next image alpha to 1. For that I am doing a lot of struggle. I am first of all getting the id of the current image, pick, and whatever the value is. After that I am getting the integer address associated with that particular id, okay, and then I'm passing that id in find view by id method so that I can get that image, and then I will set the image alpha to 0. Perfect. And I want to get the next image, so I will say current image is equal to current image plus 1. But if let's say I am at image number 4, current image value is 4, so 4 is equal to 4 plus 1, that will be 5, and I don't have image 5. So what you have to do, a very simple mathematic trick, whatever is the total number of image, right now it is 5, so you just have to add that 5 plus, and you have to do modulus with same. So if you sit and do calculation, you will find that after 4, if I do addition here, I will again get 0 only. That's a trick, I mean, to handle the corner case, to handle the the significant, the tricky case. After that, for previous as well, I'll do the same thing and the code will be exactly same. It's just that here instead of plus I will show minus, right? So let me copy and paste this much piece of code, and one more thing I have to do is I will write here minus, because if I am at I want previous image, right? So after current image, if the current image is 2, I want 1 to be shown. So current image 2 minus 1. So let's run it and see if it's working, if this much piece of code is working fine or not. So this will be a good opportunity for you to understand how do we check logcat, how do we check the errors, okay? So this is our logcat, and the it is failing at this point at main activity dot kit, this one, okay? It is saying that app compat image view cannot be cast to image button. Okay, this was not image button actually, that's true, because obviously these are image views, right? These are image views. I casted it to image button. That's my bad. Okay, and if I rerun it, it should work fine. Let's rerun it. It failed at 24th line, right? I guess this one should work fine now. So when I'm clicking on next, I'm getting the next images. See, after, so this is the magic. After Lotus Temple, basically this is the last one. After Lotus Temple, I want to see India Gate only. So if I click on next, I'm seeing India Gate, right? After this is Qutub Minar, right? After Qutub Minar, I want to see this picture, which is Akshar Dham Temple. So yes, this is the one. Now everything is working fine, everything is working perfectly. Do create your own travel photos app, but let me tell you one more thing quickly. Right now it is hard coded, it is not showing me the new text, right? New text. So what should we do for that? I mean, pause the video, think for a while, then I'll tell you. Now that this much part is working fine, we are dynamically able to change the images. On clicking next, we are seeing the next picture. On clicking previous, we are seeing the previous image, right? So the code of next button and previous button is working fine. We are getting the current image, we are making it invisible, and we are then showing the next image. We are making the alpha of the next image. Like if we are at pic 0, then we are making the pic 0 as alpha 0 and pic 1 as alpha 1. We are making it visible, right? This is the logic we are using right now. And I also want to change the name of the place in real time, right? So if you were able to think of some logic, paste the code, paste the logic in the comment section, and yes, it will be awesome to check all those replies, all those solutions. If you were not able to think of a logic for changing the names in real time, then let me tell you how can we go about it. Okay, the very first thing I will do is I'll create an array. You already learned in my lecture 2 or 3 how to create arrays in Kotlin, right? So where names, or I can say where places, I'll create array of all the places. So the places are, pic 0 is India Gate, right? So India Gate. Then pic 1 is Qutub Minar, right? And then pic 2 is Akshardham temple. So this is one of my favorites temple. I mean, when I was in school as well, I used to so much visit Akshardham as well as Birla Mandir temple. These are so good. And then this is your Red Fort temple, not temple, sorry, Red Fort only. Yeah, Red Fort only, right? 1 second, let me submit. Yes, Red Fort. And then the last one is Lotus temple. Okay, so this one is your Lotus temple. Perfect. So I created an array that contains the name sequence wise. I mean, pic 0 is of India Gate, then Qutub Minar, pic 1, pic 2. It is matching with the IDs as well. I mean, picture name, this is picture name, this is not ID, don't get confused. This is name of the picture. But if you go here and see, so pic 4, the ID is same as the name of the image. Okay, if this is pic3.jpg or pic3.png, then the ID is the same, right? So once again, we are back here, and what we have to do is, as we are clicking on previous or next button, the image is getting changed. Our logic is working perfectly fine, but I want to change the name of the place as well. So for that, what I will do is, it's very simple and easy to understand. This much part is crisp and clear. We got the details of the current image, we got its ID, we got its integer address, we got the actual current image, and then we set the alpha to 0, right? Perfect. And after that, what we are doing is, we are doing the same thing, but we are, let's say it's next dot set on click list now. So right now, if let's say we were on pic 0, so I increased its value to pic 1. I did current image plus 1. This 5 plus and modulus 5 is just to take care of the corner case, just to take care that if we are at the last image, let's say 4, it shouldn't go to 5, 4 plus 1, it should come back to 0. And for that, for handling that case, I'm just adding this 5 plus and modulus 5. Basically, you have to add and modulus 5 with the total images that you have, that will handle your case. Okay, all right. So I incremented the value of the current image, and then I'm doing the same thing again. I'm finding the ID, and you can write it in a smart way. So you are finding the ID of the image to be shown, and then you are finding the integer address associated with that image to be shown, and then you are finding the actual image that you want to show, and then you are setting its alpha to 1, that is, you are making it visible. Okay, and now what I have to do is, I have to show the right name as well. So for name as well, I should first create the variable, right? Text is equal to place name, place name is equal to find view by id, and this is of type text view, right? Text view. So I will pass here r.id.text view. I don't know what the id name is. So if you go here, it is tv name. So tv name. Perfect. I now have the actual text view, the address, right? So I will do place name dot set text. So the very first one, get text, from get text set text. So set text is equal to, I have the array, right? Places, and I will pass here the value which I want to show, right? So basically I will pass this because I have the exact value. If let's say I was on pick 1, I made it invisible. Now I'm clicking on next, so I want to show pick 2, right? So I have the correct value here. So I'll just say current image. It will do the work for me. Just one line of code and it will show the name of every place in real time. Let's check if it's working fine or not. So I clicked on run button, terminate. So if I click on next, Qutub Minar, you can see in real time picture is getting changed as well as the text is also getting changed. Next, Akshardham temple. This is Akshardham temple. You can write here travel, instead of travel photos app, you can write top places to visit in Delhi. Next is, this is Red Fort. This is Lotus temple. After this, we'll go back to the first image because we had only 5 images in our database. This is again India Gate. This is again Qutub Minar. If I click on previous button, again India Gate. After India Gate, the last image, because this is the first image, right? So last, that is this Lotus temple should be shown. Perfect. That means our code is working completely fine, right? All right. So I hope you find this fun and interesting. Make your own application as well. Just watching tutorials, just watching me developing applications will not help you. One more quick thing is I will put the code on GitHub and you can take that from GitHub, but first try to create it on your own so that things are more clear in your mind. And yes, show it on the internet, show everyone that you are developing, you are learning these skills. I mean, it opens doors to opportunities which you don't even know exist. When you put things on the internet, people will notice it. If someone need app developer, HRs, hiring managers, they'll see your work, and if they like it, they will hire you as well. So yes, go ahead, create the app, right? And tag Skill or tag me, tell us what difficulties you are facing and how fun it was for you to create this application. Also, if you are interested in learning more about Android development using Kotlin, if you want to create more exciting projects on this channel, only on a Scalar channel, I have created videos, lectures in which I have taught how to create Android application development projects. We will put the links of the previous tutorials as well. If you are interested in creating more projects, go ahead and watch them and let us know in the comment section if you want new projects, new lectures around the same, and we will bring them. I hope this module was helpful for you. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to Scalar's YouTube channel for more such insightful content.